Hello and welcome to American River College's 20th Annual Fashion Show. I'm Diane Marte, the Department Chair of Fashion here at ARC. And although we are working through the implications of COVID-19 and the coronavirus, it is more important now than ever that we celebrate our students' accomplishments. And that is why we're providing this show to you in the safety of your home in a virtual environment. Which leads us into this year's theme, Virtualis. 11 very creative and talented students were guided by Andu to complete their collections that they will be presenting to you today. And this was all done in the Fashion 382 collection design and production class. And the production of this show? It could not have been possible without the guidance of Zoha Afshar and Purwa Garg. They both took on the responsibility of teaching Fashion 393 fashion promotions, where 9 students signed up to produce this entire show. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy Virtualis.
Hi, my name is Nikita Orias, and I have been at ARC for about 5 years now. I found my passion through the creative aspects of fashion design, and therefore my dream is to be part of a creative team or a creative director for a small, ready-to-wear fashion brand. My collection is called A Modern Renaissance. If I could choose 3 words to describe my collection, it would be romantic, contemporary, and feminine. I was inspired by the Renaissance era, as well as corsetry, luxury draped silks and satins, elegant ball gowns, French architecture, and beautiful embellished fabrics, all that you'll see incorporated in my designs. I hope my collection inspires people to feel the romance and warmth, the fragility, and the bold femininity that my garments embody. Again, my name is Nikita Orias, and I hope you too fall in love with my collection, A Modern Renaissance. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Claudia Godinez. I'm 25 years old, and I am currently attending my last semester at American River College as a fashion design student. I was first introduced to fashion in 10th grade, where I took my first sewing class. It was there that I saw the potential of what designing for all different types of bodies could be like. I was intrigued by the way stitching worked and the way a garment could come together. I always like to pay attention to the trends that I would see around with my peers and all the styles that would mesh together. At Butte College, I was able to attend the spring fashion show where I was able to show the 5 garments that I created. I decided to enroll at ARC so that I could further expand my fashion skills. At ARC, I was really able to discover myself as a designer. Being a curvier woman, I have first-hand experience going to really cute clothing stores and discovering that they don't really have anything for me because they cater to really small sizes. I want to help women feel more confident in their own skin. This collection really reflects my personal style because it is both chic but also comfortable. I really love the idea of taking inspiration from around the world, which is why I created this collection called Tapas. I was inspired by the colors and the atmosphere of Spain. My collection has colors that range from peach to pinks to reds. I also have fabrics that are very flattering for curvier women like chiffon and satin. I also included a delicate lace, so no matter the occasion, it'll fit well with any style. The person I see enjoying this collection is a confident curvy woman who loves to get together with friends, loves to travel, to learn about new cultures, and feels confident in her own skin while doing so.
Hi, my name is Michelle Gray. I'm a fashion design student at ARC. I'm in the collections class for spring 2021.
What's the name of your collection?
It's called A Glass of Lemonade. It was inspired by our time at home in quarantine. My kids have been in school online for a year, and we spent a lot of time watching anime and just hanging out together.
Can you describe your collection in 3 words?
I would say it was fun, wearable, and happy. I think it appeals to a pretty wide demographic, although intentionally, it's targeted towards a younger generation. I think it's also so wearable that even someone my age could wear it.
How do you think you've integrated both your personal style and a unique twist in your collection?
Actually, I think this collection is the fun side of my personality. Typically, I'm much more bohemian, or I'm in sweats because I do a lot of sports.
What kind of effect do you want your collection to have on your audience?
It's really geared towards more creative people, and I think I just want them to walk around feeling happy, fun, and really confident and comfortable in the clothing.
Describe the moment when you first realized you wanted to work in the fashion industry.
Well, I've always loved fashion ever since I was a little girl. I don't think I realized, there was much of a career in the industry. So I actually went and got an MBA in marketing, and I spent 20 years working in the IT industry. I really didn't like what I was doing, that my true passion was in designing and making clothing. And so I decided to go back to school and become a fashion designer.
What are some changes you would like to see happen in the fashion industry, and how does your collection reflect those views?
Yeah, I think the fashion industry has a lot of challenges, especially when it comes to environmental damage and sustainability. I think my collection, I do have a recycled piece in the collection. It's a Japanese cotton blazer, and in my small little way, I wanted to include at least something recycled in the collection.
Just stay. 지금 이 시간을 멈춘 채 너와 함께라면 난 I could die in this moment. Forever young, forever young. My peace is the revolution. Forever young, 너의 눈에 비친 나의 모습이
Hello, my name is Marisela Walton. I'm here to talk a little bit about my collection named Sweetheart. The collection has an innovative and fresh style for teenage, preteens, and young girls. If I only had 3 words to describe my collection, I would say mom, daughter, matching equals sweetheart. What effect do I want my collection to have on my audience? To bring a closeness between mom and daughters and fun pieces to match and wear together. What are some social, sustainable changes I wanted to see happen in the fashion industry? Women empowerment. Kids' fashion can be more interesting and fashionable.
I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need to, baby, to on these lonely nights. I love you, baby. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need to, baby, to on these lonely nights. I love you, baby. Trust me when I say
Hello, my name is Thomas Gatewood, and I am one of the students from the collections class from American River College. For this collection, I stuck with pretty traditional ideas. I looked back at the 20th century and looked at the great fashion that came out of the 20th century and thought about, what were the great aspects that we could bring forward, maybe with modern or semi-modern materials, or even just a slightly more modern take on it. My collection is very much rooted in the influential styles of the 20th century. I think that looking back and seeing what the good bits are from that time and trying to bring them forward and put a more modern spin on them is a really good idea. Though that said, so much of what was created was really well thought out and has lasted through time. And that is because I think much of it is so good. However, the process has been really enjoyable, but it's been a lot of work, and I hope you enjoy what we are producing.
Always wanted to design as a child. I loved fashion and dressing up. And then I really knew I wanted it to be my career when I made my prom dress, and I spent months hand sewing beads on just to get it just right. I just love creating something and when it's all done being like, I did that's my work. Going to ARC and earning a degree has really helped me evolve as a designer and learn all these new techniques that I'm very grateful for learning. The collection I'm working on today, or this semester, is called Secret Garden. It's for women ages 20 to 40, a lot of business women that go to parties and stuff for work, but can also be worn to weddings. It's very soft, feminine, fairy tale look. Every gown is shaped after a flower, which hopefully is very obvious. All the colors are soft pastels of pink, yellow, white, and green. A lot of the fabrics are satin with a soft petal touch. I got inspired by the flowers when I was in Vegas and I saw these field of flowers and I was like, wow, even these really pretty things can grow in a dry, ugly bone desert. So I want my audience to get pulled into beauty can be anywhere just by looking at my collection and feeling the story of it. So I hope you guys enjoy. Bye.
Hello everyone, my name is Jose Munoz, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about myself, my background, and what really inspired my collection. Growing up, I grew up in Mexico. My mom would make clothing for us. That's when I started first delving into the sewing world. Later on, as I got older and got into middle school, I started to kind of find myself as an individual and experience with clothing. That's really when I knew that I wanted to be in the fashion industry. So as we all know, 2020 was a really stressful year and our social life just completely disappeared. What I started to opt in was to keep myself sane, was to go on hikes. And I say sane because my collection's title is Sanity. And what really inspired my collection was the Tamales Point Trail in the Bay Area, and that's really what I grabbed the color scheme of my collection. So you're going to see a lot of monochromatic tones, and I really wanted to gravitate towards a very somber color scheme. So I was really inspired by street fashion. So you're going to see a lot of utilitarian wear, like cargo pockets, a lot of details, lines. You're going to see a lot of like oversized shirts, oversized sweaters. It's just very detailed oriented, with like beads on pockets and stuff like that. So that's what my collection is all about, because I wanted to pull back and make you in a relaxed state of mind. So I hope you enjoy my collection, and thank you so much for listening.
name is Julia Sim. I'm 20 years old and I'm a fashion design student at American River College. This is my 3rd year here and I'm super close to getting done with the program, and once I get my associate's degree, I'm heading out to New York to get my bachelor's in fashion design as well. So a little more about me is that my love for fashion didn't start until I was in 5th grade, where I was finally able to buy my own clothes and style myself for the first time, and that relationship grew even stronger when I first bought my sketchbook in 6th grade, and that's where I decided and knew that I wanted to be a fashion designer. Fast forward, here we are, 2021, and I'm making my first collection, Vixen. So Vixen was inspired by the word itself. I wanted to redefine that word as a woman who has it all. She's confident in her own skin, she authentically can be herself, and she's her own muse. Also, when she wears my pieces, I want her to feel really liberated, sexy, and powerful from within and out. This collection was also inspired by the movie The Matrix. I was inspired by the bold colors, which led me to my color palette, working with green, black, red, burnt orange, and nudes. And also I was inspired by the different textures and textiles that were used, which led me to work with vinyl, stretch cotton, wrinkle polyester, mesh, and satin. Also, I was inspired by Thierry Mugler and Old Giant Versace, from the cutout to the sleek silhouette. So this collection is very personal to me because I am incorporating my personal style as well, which is chic mixed with streetwear, but also I do love a good cozy look. So for this collection, you're gonna see 2 outerwear pieces, dresses and skirts with cutouts, and different types of hemlines while keeping a sleek silhouette. And that is how Vixen was born.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Melanie Hamilton of With One Thread, and this is Tango. I am excited by surface design. My hands itch to touch, to manipulate, to doodle. I crave trying new techniques and abandoning them for the next, only to return to see how they now play together. This collection represents an opportunity to apply the same thinking to garments, shapes as templates to discover what unfolds when the right kind of attention is given, as I've watched my kids bloom into mischief makers. Using Tango as my theme offers the same kind of structure, steps with which to improvise, and connection to the floor, to the partner, to the music, as purpose. There is gender neutrality to the collection that reflects some of the history of tango as well as its current incarnation. Tangueros are all ages, and I'm thinking of my fellow dancers who are 35 and over. Active, free to travel, lifelong learners, more inclined to biking, puppet theater, and trips to the garment district than beach fronts. They value dinners with friends and perhaps a casual dance party over sports. They are also quietly creative, value improvisation, and want to look inviting on the dance floor.
is Amy Coughlin, and I am the creator of Nature's Royalty. My collection is for nature lovers and people who really like to be fancy and just wanting to be in nature. I think it's really important that we stay really close to nature at this moment because it's very therapeutic, and it's been kind of hard adjusting to not having a cut table. It's kind of jumping into what being a designer is in the real world and not having tools and everything to your disposal and just having to improvise, adapt, and overcome, because you just got to get through it and be strong. I want to see elements of nature in my collection on my models. That's why I'm using rose prints and sequins, denim, upcycled leather, really flowy fabrics, even sequins, to kind of replicate the effect of rainbows. I've had to sew in the smallest room possible that I've ever sewn in, sewing capes and huge tent trapeze dresses. I think making this collection has really opened my eyes to what I can do, and but doubting myself is really never an option. Nature's Royalty is about being confident and feeling royal in yourself, even if you're just standing outside in nature. And I hope you enjoy Nature's Royalty collection for spring.
I'm Kelsey Nicole from Kelsey Nicole Designs, and I'm presenting my collection for Fall 2021, Statement Lines. If I had to describe my collection in 3 words, it would be versatile, comfortable, and eye-catching. I chose those 3 words because you can mix and match all of the pieces together and make multiple different outfits, and it's eye-catching because there's a lot of aesthetic lines and pleasing style lines that just draw your eye to it. Came to the mood board and coming up with inspiration for my collection, I kind of just went with what I was feeling and You know, COVID's kind of made me a little bit stuck and a little bit sad at where I'm at, but also with hope and wanting to look forward at the same time. So you get the brown colors mixed with the pink that kind of give you that like settled but hopeful feeling. I personally believe that my garments can be dressed up for nighttime or dressed down for the day, and that's just all based on how you accessorize with jewelry and hats, purses, shoes, and of course jackets. I would have to say that the most influential decade for me would have to be the 70s. I've always just been inspired and influenced by the culture of the 70s. I mean, throw in a lot of bell-bottoms into my collection just because they're one of my favorite things from that time. I chose to use soft fabrics and very comfortable fabrics. I tend to gravitate towards comfortable clothing, and again, I chose to use comfortable fabric that would also be soft to the hand and smooth on the skin, and that's just because I want to be able to wear these clothes and I want other people to be able to wear these clothes. People, say that beauty is pain, but I don't necessarily believe that. I believe you can be comfortable as well, and with my hypersensitivity on my skin, I personally really need soft fabrics, and I pay a lot of attention to that.
Thank you so much for watching Virtualis. We'd like to thank the following people for their support and for making this show possible. Our donors and sponsors: Elizabeth Carlson for the Elizabeth Carlson Fashion Scholarship, the Evelyn Santangelo Trust, and the Vegan Pup. Our judges: Tom Huynh, Lisa Lowe, Kia Kadama, and Nicole Catlin. The Division of Fine and Applied Arts: our Dean Angela Milano, Bernice Foster, and Jennifer Van Ness. The Fashion Department: faculty members Zoha Afshar, Ann Du, Purwa Garg, Gail Russell, and Terry Umhauer, and instructional assistant Quinn Nguyen. Our Public Information Officer Scott Crow. Our Regional Director of Philanthropy, Kirsten Dubray. President, Melanie Dixon. Good Day Sacramento. And our Fashion Promotions students, Tatiana, Noemi, Haley, Margaret, Camille, Zaina, Madison, and Bria.